Hi, it's Amanda the Nail Polish Hound and I'm back for another destash. This time I'm moving on to my red holographic polishes and starting off with those polishes that are sort of an orangey red colour. And the first one is this Hol Attack. It's called Jam Session. Really pretty polish. I love this one. I'm definitely going to be keeping this. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. The next one we have is by Ice Cream Nails, and this one was recently given to me by Nika, and it's called Hol Attack. It is the only polish from this brand that I have. Very pretty, super holographic formula, and that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. I'm going to be keeping this one as well. Next we have this Ada's Nails, and this was the first red holographic polish that I ever bought. And it's called I'm the Devil Who's Asking. Again, a really beautiful holographic formula to this, a linear holographic. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. It is a bit darker and a bit more of a true red than the last two, so I'm going to be keeping this one as well. And the next one, you can see this one's got big holographic chunky glitter in it. So a bit of a different formula to the last two. It's by China Glaze. It's called Living in the Elmo Mint. And when I originally pulled this one out, it'd gone really gloopy. This is the swatch that I originally did with it. I'm not quite sure if you can see just how lumpy it was. But it's a unique polish in my collection, so I did try to revive it. I added both thinner and base to it. And this is how it ended up. It is quite a jelly formula, and as I said, unusual in my collection, so I'm going to give this one more try. I'm not sure how much I'm going to like the removal process and how much that will affect my decision whether or not to keep it, so for the moment this one's going in my pending pile. Last of all, from this first lot, we have got this very old Colours by Leroy. It's called Peppermint Kisses. It is a little bit holographic, but more gold looking than anything else. And this is what it looked like on the swatch wheel. It is actually really pretty. And so I'm going to put this one aside to put on my Christmas rack or my winter rack and make sure that I wear it and decide whether or not to keep it. I thought I might destash this one, but now I've swatched it, I think I'm going to be keeping it. So next little grouping is the slightly darker and more pinky reds in my collection. And we're starting off with this ILMP, and this one is another quite early one to my collection, and it's called Closure. Looks much more pink on the swatch than it does in the bottle, but it is really pretty, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. And the next one is Hol Attack's Red Licorice. This was from their original Linear Rainbow Holo collection. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. You can see it's got a very strong linear holographic component to it. All the polishes in those rainbow collections do, and I love them. No surprise that this is staying in my collection. Little fun fact. If you look at the label on the bottom of this one, you can tell it's from the original set because it has none of the extra information on the bottle that Hol Attack do now. If you compare it to Jam Session there, you can see all the extra writing that is now around the bottom of the label. So that's how you can tell a very original Hol Attack from the more later releases. Next we have this A England, which I only recently got in my collection. I picked up in a destash. Sadly, there's only about half of it left, if not a little bit less than that. And this is called Rose Bower. I really love this. It's a little bit more pinkish in colour. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. Very pretty. I loved wearing this one. I'm keeping that too. Then we have this old Starly polish. I'm pretty sure I picked this one up in a destash at some point as well, although I can't remember when. long time ago. This one is called Poisoned Apple, and it's got, again, the slightly more chunky holographic glitter in it, but not as bad as the China Glaze from earlier. But this one's very, very pretty, and definitely one that I should get out and wear more often. So that one is staying in my collection as well. And then we have this Opulent Essences polish that was gifted to me by Louise. It's called Rubet, and it looks quite sort of dark burgundy red in the bottle, but when I swatched it, it actually looks a little bit more pink, which is not unsurprising really given the name of the polish, but I like this one too, so this one's also staying in my collection. Next we've got these 3 darker burgundy holographic polishes, and the first one I absolutely love. This one is by ILMP and it's called Diablo, and you get an idea from the bottle just how beautifully holographic this one is. This is what that one looks like on the nail, and it's absolutely beautiful. The formula is excellent on this one. You can probably guess this is staying in my collection. Next we have another fairly recent addition to my collection. This is the only Great Lakes lacquer that I have, and it is called Like This Red, and I do like this red, and that's what it looks like on the swatch wheel. So also staying in my collection. And last off in this little group we have an Ada's Nails, and this one is called Yas. And this one was gifted to me by Claire Gray, and I always really wanted it. It's a bit more of a chunky glitter in this one, and that's what it looks like on the swatch wheel. But when looking at them all together, I realised just how similar this is to ILMP Diablo. When you look at those two on the swatch wheel, you've got the ILMP on the left there and the Ada's Nails on the right. They do look pretty much the same. So because the formula is a little bit better, I'm going to be keeping the ILMP and I'm going to be destashing the Ada's Nails. And the last few in this destash, we've got the reds that are very dark and almost bordering on brown in colour. And the first one is this Starily polish. It is called Prancer, and I am certain that this used to be red, but as you can see now it looks more brown than it does red. I think this one has changed colour. This is what it looks like on the swatch wheel now, and I've got other brown holographics that I really prefer, so this one is going to be destashed. Next we have a beautiful A England I absolutely love and unfortunately is no longer available, and this one's called Brierwood, and that is what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. I really love the ones that have got a red sort of pull to them, and this one has. It's sort of between a red and a brown really, but when it catches the light, as you can see there, you get the red showing up beautifully. I love this polish and I really need to wear it again sometime soon, so this one's staying in my collection. And we're finishing up with a couple of Hol Attackos, and as you can imagine these ones will be going nowhere. The first one is Or Bite Me. It's a fairly recent release, and that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. Obviously staying in my collection. This is in their sort of crushed hollow formula. And last of all, out of this little group, we have a limited edition polish that was released for Christine's birthday. It's called Double Dare. And I love the way that this one has got shimmer in it that goes from orange at the very edge of the angle there, you can see, to yellow and almost to chartreuse. And this one also has another party trick. It also contains a finely milled reflective pigment as well. So as I say, this one was limited edition, so unfortunately you can't pick this one up anymore, and this one's definitely staying in my collection. And last of all, I want to talk about what's on my nails in this video, and it is Parine by Wicked Polish, and this is a company that's no longer making polish. It's a very pretty polish in the bottle, absolutely full of holographic particles, and the strong shift in the shimmer as well. That's hard to say. However, pretty as it is, at some angles, on my nails I get a lot of green showing up. I'll show you in a photo here. For that reason, although it looks really pretty at the moment on my nails in the video, you're seeing the red, but in real life I get a lot of green, and that just isn't doing it for me, so I'm going to be letting this one go. This was from my multi-chrome destash, where I'd put it in the pending pile till I'd had a chance to wear it. I have worn it and I've decided to let this one go. So this time we've got 2 polishes from this destash leaving my collection, and that Wicked polish that we just talked about from an earlier destash. And also in the pending pile we've got this China Glaze, which I'm going to wear and see if I can cope with that chunky glitter. If I can't, I will let it go, but I've definitely got nothing like it in my collection, and it is really, really pretty. So watch this space on that one, and I'll update you when I've had a chance to wear this one. Probably not going to be until later in the year though. Thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye!